I'm going to tell you a story. In the last place I worked, we had this new guy who joined our company. His name is Emmanuel. Now, for whatever reason that I don't know, Emmanuel likes me. So one day after work, Emmanuel invited me to hang out somewhere very close to the company so that we can talk about something important he wants to tell me. So after work that day, we went to a restaurant that was not too far away from the company, and he ordered food, and then we started talking. Told me things about him, and then finally to the fact that he likes me. Now, even before he started the conversations, even before we went out for the discussions and all of that, I already knew my answer, but I wanted to hear him out first before giving him a reply. But he wasn't convinced. He felt like I liked him, but I was just being shy or playing hard to get. So after a few days, he invited me out again after work to hang out again and discuss more about what he told me the other day, even though I'd already given him an answer, and my answer was no. I knew that there was nothing new that he was going to tell me, and nothing else that he's going to tell me that is going to change my mind. But the other part of my brain was telling me about we're going to have free dinner, we're going to, take a look around, spend some time outside before we go back into our room, this and that. And of course, I agreed, went out, and it turns out that it's still the same thing he told me the other day, but he started citing different examples and reasons why he thinks he's the right fit for me. Because I can't make a decision for myself, because I'm too blind to make decisions for myself. And I still gave him the same answer. But man wasn't taking no for an answer. So another day, he invited me again. This time I had to really, really sit myself down and talk sense into myself. Yes, we're going to hang out. We're going to sit around and talk about things that I'm not even interested in. We're going to have free dinner. We're going to look around and see people. We're going to enjoy the cool evening breeze. But is the time we're investing into this hangout, is it worth it? Is the little free things or the little advantages that we're going to get from this hangout, is it worth the time that I'm spending there? Because frankly speaking, even though we are colleagues and we are casual friends, we don't want anything more than being friends with this particular guy. And if we keep going out, if I keep going out with him, hanging out with him, you will think that that is a form of a green light, that I am saying one thing and doing another thing. While in reality, the reason I'm hanging out is totally different from what he thinks. So one part of my brain wants to sit out and hang out and have free dinner. The other logical part of me is telling me that this is not worth it. Because at the end of each dinner, at the end of each hangout, when we get home, we're going to regret every second we spend there. And it's not like I can't take myself out. I can't hang out with myself, just myself alone, and give myself and treat myself to a nice meal in a nice place and in a nice environment, just like that. But because the food is free, it kind of tricks my brain into thinking that, "Oh, maybe this is worth it. Maybe we can just hang around for 30 minutes or 1 hour. It's fully hot before we go home." And all of that paints the whole thing very beautiful, very, very tantalizing. But when you sit and think about it, you see that after each meeting, you feel drained. You feel like you've wasted your time. You feel like you should have spent that time reading or even surfing the internet or sleeping, taking care of yourself, than sitting there listening to one conversation over and over and over again. A conversation that you're not even listening to, praying in your heart, oh God, please make this guy shut the hell up. I saw a particular post on Facebook that reminded me of this memory, and I'm like, God, what was I thinking? Free dinner, really? How silly. Not only was I presenting myself to this particular guy as someone who says one thing and means the other, I was somehow conditioning myself or my brain to get attracted to free things, to not have the power or the control to deny myself of things that I will only end up regretting later. Now, I could tell so many other stories to illustrate this point, but the point I'm trying to make in this video is There are situations that we intentionally put ourselves into because of the little free things you are getting from that person or from that family or from that situation. Maybe constantly thinking negative thoughts, constantly putting yourself in a depressed mood because of the pity you're going to get from people around you. Because when you're depressed and it shows, when you're sick, people are certainly going to give you the attention. You yearn for their attention. And the only way you can get that attention is by pretending to be sick or by thinking yourself or putting yourself into sickness, like forcing yourself to be sick. I remember when I was still a very small kid and I didn't want to go to school that particular day. And maybe there's something that happened. Maybe I had a homework and I didn't do my homework. I was going to be flogged or punished for something I did or for something I didn't do in school that day. So what I will do is I will come up with so many excuses and tell my parents lies just to make sure I don't go to school that day. One of the things we did, I can still remember it. One of the things we did is to go sit under the sun for like say 30 minutes to 1 hour to get our body temperature to be very high. And when our body temperature is very high, we rush to our parents, oh mommy, I'm very sick, I can't go to school tomorrow. Then when they touch our body, oh your body is very sick. And they give you medicine in hopes that you're going to get better tomorrow. And then tomorrow morning, you're going to come up with so many. Oh, my light just went off. And then tomorrow you're going to come up with so many other reasons why we shouldn't go to school. We tend to be sneezing, coughing, having running nose, running stomach, like a lot of reasons not to go to school that day. We intentionally put ourselves in an uncomfortable situation because we're going to get something out of it. But at the end of the day, you see that what you're getting out of whatever situation you put yourself into, it's not even worth the stress. It's not worth the time. It's not worth the energy. It's not worth your time. Because of the free lunch we are getting, because we cannot deny ourselves the free lunch or the free dinner or the attention or the material things, we put ourselves in a very risky situation, in an unhealthy situation, a negative situation, just to get the benefits that comes with it. So the message of this video is it is okay to say no to free lunch. It's okay to say no to free dinner. It's okay to say no to free things. It's okay to say no to free things. It's okay to deny yourself that instant gratifications because they are not worth it. They are not worth your time. They are not worth your energy. They are not worth your effort. Yes, you know that hanging out with this person drains your energy, but you do it because you get free things in return. By the end of the day, how are you going to feel? You put yourself in a depressed position just to get attention. At the end of the day, how are you going to feel? How does that make you feel? You do things you wouldn't do under normal circumstances just to impress people who don't care about you. You find it very hard to say no. You are always that yes person. You are always that go-to person for people who you can't go to. Or because you want them to like you, to see you as a good person, see you as a good girl, to think that you're a good girl, to know you as a good girl. By the end of the day, you feel like trash inside. You feel drained inside. You feel dejected inside. You feel depressed inside after putting yourself through all of those things to impress people who don't care about you. If anything happens to you tomorrow, the next day they've moved on. It's okay to say no to things. It's going to be hard. I know how it is to be a people pleaser because I have been that most of my life. I will put myself in danger just to make you smile so that tomorrow you see that, oh, this girl is a good girl, even though I'm hurting inside. So I understand how it feels to say no to people. I don't even say no to people because I feel like it's going to hurt them. Or saying no to this person is going to make them feel bad. What about me? Saying no to this person is going to make them feel sad. What about me? How is it going to make me feel if I say yes? Saying no to this person will make them feel like I'm not that good girl they think I am. What about me? How is it going to make me feel? How is it going to make me feel? How is it going to change the way I see myself? We most times only think about how people think about us, how people see us. We forget to think about how we see ourselves, how we view ourselves. Sometimes I make promises, I tell myself I'm not going to ever do this again. And tomorrow I do it. I still go back and repeat that same thing I promised myself yesterday that I wouldn't do. Do you think that when I make that promise to myself tomorrow, that I'm going to believe it? No, because the other times that I made that promise to myself, I completely failed myself. I didn't live up to my promise. I didn't fulfill my promise to myself. So even if I make a promise to myself, I won't take it seriously because I know that tomorrow I'm going to still fail the promise. It's okay to say no to free lunch. Think about yourself. Think about yourself. If you say yes, how is it going to make you feel? If you say no, how is it going to make you feel? Fact is, you can never please everybody. There's no way you can ever please people. You can do good things for 50 years of your life, but the one mistake you would make, people will forget all the good things you did and remember that one. They will judge you for that particular one. So when you're trying hard, trying very hard, killing yourself to please other people, remember this. You can never ever please people forever. Also, it is okay to say no to a free lunch. It's okay to say no to free things. You can get it for yourself. And it will make you feel better. Oh, when you're enjoying the things you get for yourself, there's this joy, there's this happiness that comes with it. You know that you worked hard to get this, and you're the one that bought it for yourself. You got this thing for yourself. You cherish it. And the one you got from someone who only ended up draining you, making you feel drained, depressed because of something you're going to get in return. So think about yourself. I'll see you in the next video.